Okay. So now we get to the actual Ruqya itself. In addition to all the stuff we've already mentioned. Now I want to be clear that Ruqya means actually reciting the Quran, not playing Ruqya audio. You can use Ruqya audio to supplement your Ruqya, like you can put it in your ears to listen to, but it does not count as Ruqya. Listening to people reciting Ruqya recorded does not count as Ruqya, ikhwan. Doesn't count, so don't do it. Yani, do it as a supplement, as a, an extra bonus, but it's not Ruqya. So listening to Ruqya audio or listening to surahs is not Ruqya. Okay. What are you going to do? First thing you're going to do is purify your intention. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His help and His aid. And you're going to begin, of course, by saying A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, or one of the authentic similar words to that, similar isti'adha, seeking refuge with Allah from the shaitan. And you're going to begin. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Every single day, a minimum of 45 minutes. That is a minimum. Now someone may say, is that from the Sunnah? And I will say to you openly, no, it is not from the Sunnah. There is no time limit in the Sunnah. However, this is just from experience of what I believe is practical. If I told you to do 2 hours, would you do it? Probably not. If I told you to do 10 minutes, would it be enough? Probably not. So what I've settled on that I'm happy with people doing is a minimum of 45 minutes continuous reading. A minimum of 45 minutes reading. In that 45 minutes, you should read Surah Al-Fatiha. Either you can read it 1 time, or you can read it 3 times, or you can read it 7 times. Or you can read it a random number of times without aiming for a fixed number, because there is a sunnah for 1 and 3 and 7, and there is the rest you can do, but just don't give it any other number. Like, don't say I do it 10 times every time. Like, just as much as you like. If you wish, you can repeat an ayah, like repeating إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ, as some of the scholars used to do. Whenever you wish, you may blow, with or without spittle. With spittle? Without. You may blow in your hands, put them on the person. You may read while holding the person. You may read into the person's ear. You may read and blow after every ayah, after every surah, after every page. There is no, you do whatever you wish within the limits of what the sunnah allows. And there is a video which explains exactly what the sunnah allows. And I will link to that video in this video. But just generally, you're reading the Quran. You're blowing, repeating where you like, blowing, putting your hand. Now this leads us to the second issue, which is when you are reading to a non-mahram, men over a woman, and she's not your mahram. This requires 2 extra or 3 extra precautions. Number 1, the presence of a mahram. If there is no mahram at all, then at least the presence of another sister. And that other sister's job is to, all physical contact should be done, it doesn't get done by you. Precaution number 2, you are further than arm's length away from her, so that you can't get touchy-feely by accident. And so that if she goes to, whack you one, then hopefully, you minimize contact. And generally, I prefer to recite upon a sister from behind her head, from the back of her head. Because this means I don't have to worry about looking at her. I do not want to be in her face. Because that means I'm going to be looking and not looking, and it's all a bit messed up. She's in her proper full hijab, and you're reading from behind her, so that you could even if you looked up, the only thing you can see is the back of her hijab, and nothing else. You read, and if you are touching because it's in the case that it's a mahram, or it's male to male, female to female, then there's no harm in you touching, and you just keep an eye on what's going on in the body. Look at what's going on, listen to what's going on, and touch, feel what's going on. Okay? Do not hit. Do not hit. I'm not saying hitting doesn't work, but hitting doesn't work for most people because they don't know how to do it. And when they do it wrong, they only hurt the patient and they don't hurt themselves. And it's also illegal and liable to get you in jail. So generally, don't hit. What you can do is to gently massage. Just, follow. If you see some movement in the body, arm starts to move, just focus your blowing, focus your rubbing, That way, if you get it wrong and you don't know where to put pressure or whatever, it's no problem because, the person will just get a massage out of it. It's not like nothing bad happened. Following, putting pressure, and you just gently, around the body, looking, being aware of what's happening. Surah Al-Fatiha. Ayatul Kursi. Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. قل يا أيها الكافرون. قل هو الله أحد. قل أعوذ برب الفلق. قل أعوذ برب الناس. That's all basically that I want you to read inside of the 45 minutes minimum time, as well as the dua. And there are many, many du'as that you can make. But for example, from among the du'as that you can make, Allahumma rabban nas adhib al-ba's washfi anta shafi la shifaa illa shifaa'uk shifaan la yughadiru saqama. From the du'as that you can also make is to say Bismillahi alladhi la yadurru مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. From the du'as that you can make are the du'as that start with أعوذ بكلمات الله, and there are maybe 4. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامة من كل شيطان وهامة ومن كل عين لامة. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من غضبه وعقابه ومن شر عباده ومن همزات الشياطين وأن يحضرون. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات التي لا يجاوزهن بر ولا فاجر, until the end of the dua. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. And maybe there are more. However, when you're reading these for yourself, you say أعوذ. And when you are reading them on someone, you say أعيذك. أعيذك for a man, and أعيذك for a woman, and أعيذكم for a group. أعيذك instead of أعوذ. أعوذ means I seek refuge. أعيذك means I seek refuge for you, from Allah, for you, on your behalf. From the du'as that you can say, Bismillahi يبريك من كل داء يشفيك ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد ومن شر وشر كل ذي عين. It's another one. It's from Sahih Muslim. And as we said, بسم الله أرقيك من كل شيء يؤذيك ومن شر كل نفس أو عين حاسد الله يشفيك بسم الله أرقيك. And this is in Sahih Muslim. These should be said along with the recitation of the Quran to fill in the 45 minutes. Now, if you did each one 7 times, if you did the recitation of the Quran each one 7 times, that would probably take you more than 45 minutes to finish, along with the dua. Also from the du'as you can say are the du'as for the sick person. such as As'alullah al-Azim, Rabb al-Arsh al-Azim and Yashfiyak. I ask Allah the most great, Lord of the great throne to cure you. And you can say that 7 times. If a person says that, then as long as Allah Azza wa Jalla has not written death for the patient, they will be cured. And so on and so forth. Someone may say, Muhammad Tim, you missed out a lot of ayat. The ayat of sihr, the ayat of ayn, the ayat of and so on. You are welcome to read any other part of the Quran that you wish. But after the 45 minutes has expired.